Today I want to share with you 5 ways to improve your customer retention. You know how customer obsessed I am and the mission to really bring and put the customer first and make that customer experience awesome. So these are a lot of the things I've learned from implementing at my startups, Mailshake, Voila, Norbert, Right Inbox, and many more, as well as talking to other founders and other SaaS organizations and seeing what works for them. So I want to share with you the 5 biggest things that I've learned. Number 1, educational email. So make sure when somebody signs up, you have an educational onboarding drip sequence that just gives them knowledge that makes them smarter. And I'm not talking about knowledge about how to use your product specifically, but it's how to get the end result that the customer signed up for. So people sign up for Mailshake. What do they want to do? Yeah, they want to send emails, but what's the outcome of that? They want to get sales. They want to generate PR, they want to get buzz. And so all of our onboarding emails, guess what? They're focused on not Mailshake and how to use it. They're focused on actually how to be successful in generating sales, PR, what have you. So this is the most obvious yet underutilized thing. So don't make your emails about yourself. Make them value add on the outcome that the customer is signing up for. And they'll thank you for it. And you'll see it in your logs, your analytics, that more people are coming in, you'll increase word of mouth as well. So it's a double whammy there. The next thing is account-based management and implementing and adding customer success element. Now, your support team can also do customer success. All it really means, all we're talking about here is actually helping your customers be successful. So don't think about this as customer success or support costs or managing or account-based marketing or any of that stuff. Think about this as like, what can you do to make your customers more successful? Now in tip number 1, I already shared, you can make them smarter and educate them to be more successful with the outcome they're looking for. But now this is, maybe there's some hand holding. Maybe if they use your product after a few months or a few weeks or a few days, they need something else, right? So maybe it's just jumping on the call at some point during the sign up process, or maybe it's a check-in every month, or for example, for Mailshake, if you have a lower than X% open rate on 2 or more campaigns and you've set more than I think 5, we're going to ping you and say, hey, do you need a little bit of help? I want to give you some pointers that can help you increase your open rates. Let's jump on a call. We used to do calls that turned into videos. So we do Loom videos, and that turned into a list of things that we kind of like a canned email that we send people because we know like the 7 or 8 things that they implement. That also eventually turned into our email analyzer, which is a product thing. Now we have an AI-ish thing that analyzes your email copy and gives you these warnings before you send it out. So you see how customer success and how intervening when a customer had a problem turned into a whole new product thing. And now we don't have to send as many emails. We don't have to actually talk to our customers all the time, but we're now automatically vested into making them more successful. Number 3, be prompt about implementing your customers' feedback. So a lot of people these days are now getting customer feedback. Great. Step 1, right? Step 2 is actually doing something with it, right? And communicating properly. So here's the reality is you're not going to be able to implement a lot of things, but you want to make the customer feel that they're heard. That is really the outcome here. And the other part of this is when you do implement the things that they suggest, email them back and let them know. Or email all of your customers. And here's a trick I do is instead of emailing the individual customer, because that's hard to track, I'll lose it. I'll email people, our whole customer database and say, hey, thanks for your feedback. These 5 new improvements came from your feedback. And what that does is it creates this perpetual conversation and feeling from a customer that's like, I'm actually listening to you. Now, that is something of the way we work at Mailshake, but this is something anybody can do to really, really show to your customers and prove that you actually give a crap and care. Number 4, build and grow an ecosystem around your product, around your brand. Salesforce has their App Exchange. Oracle has their Oracle Cloud. I'm talking about big companies here. Apple has iMessage, right? Like these are things like I recently switched from Apple or an iPhone to Android, and my life is so painful because all these people who try to message me on iMessage can't get a hold of me, and pretty much for 24 hours, like I didn't receive very important text and whatnot from my business partner. But like that is an ecosystem problem that like really pulled me off of, that made my life very miserable for the times I switched from that ecosystem. So try to build an ecosystem around you. Now, it doesn't have to be iMessage to Apple's iPhone. It can be as simple as maybe a Twitter chat, maybe a Facebook group, maybe it's this, maybe it's a meetup or whatever it is. Build a community and ecosystem around what you do, and you won't regret it. When you build that relationship or something deeper with your customers, one, they stick around. If you can build a relationship and get into the friend zone, nobody wants to quit their friends. It's not like I'm going to email or text my friend like, hey, we can't be friends anymore. I'm probably gonna have a conversation. I'm gonna probably think twice. I'll probably give them feedback before I ever churn or whatever from my friendship. It's the same thing when you build that ecosystem and community. All right, number 5. This is something that a lot of people forget, is to continue to improve and polish your customer experience. So most marketers, most founders, pretty much any executive, very rarely after the first few times they go through a new feature, new functionality, do they actually use it. So first and foremost, use your damn product. Test it out. I like every time we release something new, I go use our product and essentially figure out what are the holes in it, what are the things it can do to make it better. And every few months, I continue to use it, look through it, and figure out like, okay, this could be more polished, or that could be more polished. Remember, the best marketing is from your product. So why not make your product more polished, better, and give your customers a better experience? Because ultimately a better customer experience means they stick around, or they stick around longer at the very least. All right, so those are my 5 tips. Now, what are you waiting for? Go implement them right now.